Hey guys, so I am about to make two base overnight oats recipes, just a vanilla base and a chocolate base, and then later on I'm going to be adding on some toppings. Basically all I need to make this is some whey protein, some chia seeds, some almond milk and some oats. And for the chocolate one, all of the same ingredients but with chocolate protein and some cocoa powder. And then you just pour all the ingredients in the night before and mix it all through, and then that's going to basically form like a creamy mix, I guess, by the next day. Obviously in advance you can work out what flavors you want, like if you want to have berry overnight oats or peanut chocolate or mocha flavor or chai spice flavor, pumpkin spice flavor. That the recipes and flavor ideas are endless, but as I'm making a recipe book at the moment, I'm just going to do a vanilla and a chocolate base, and then I'm going to be adding other toppings to that later. So let's start with the vanilla one. So I'm going to be using these mason jars to create them in, and I just have here some gluten-free oats. So I want to have 35 grams of this. Same for this one. Okay, then I want to grab my chia seeds, which I have here. So I want 10 grams. Okay, so I've got those ready. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix in, so for the chocolate one, I'm going to mix in 20 grams of this into my shaker. So this is the easiest way. Otherwise, sometimes it can get clumpy. So 20, my cocoa powder. I want 5 grams of this. Okay, I want 250 ml, so a cup of this. Just going to do it in grams. Then lid on, and then shake, 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 shake. So this is the chocolate one we're making, so I'm just going to add that mix to this mix. Then we have chocolate. Obviously all this has to expand. I'm going to do the same for vanilla. This is my favorite protein brand. So good. So this is just my vanilla protein and the almond milk. Shake, shake, shake. I'm going to pour in here. Mix that in. Here's my chocolate and my vanilla. So I'm going to leave it out just to expand a little bit because the chia seeds take about 15 minutes to get really fluffy. And I'm just going to check my recipes. So one of them I'm having peanut butter and berries, so that will be the vanilla one. So I'm having some strawberries, peanut butter, or it's powdered peanut butter, my favorite. And then on Saturday I have the chocolate one, and that one is going to have raspberries and chocolate chips, and that's it. So just gonna add the peanut to the vanilla one. Probably seen me eat this like 10 times now. It's delicious. Just mixing it in. The powdered peanut butter actually absorbs a lot of liquid, so it will thicken it up. Basically I just put the lids on. I'm just gonna put them in the fridge and they're going to set, and I will add the berries and stuff a bit later. And so stay tuned for my overnight oats. What's up guys? I am just finished my leg workout, so I'm about to make my post-training snack, which is another experiment. So I'm gonna make chicken nuggets with rice cakes in the air fryer. So I saw this on an Instagram account and I've just modified it a bit. So he made it with chicken breast slices and some cheese flavored corn thins. And I don't eat corn unless it's organic. It's one of those things that I brought in while I was healing, and I just haven't brought it back. And to be honest, I don't really want to. I don't really like corn as a food, as I may have mentioned earlier. So I am going to use rice cakes and nutritional yeast, because nutritional yeast has like a cheesy flavor. So basically I'm going to blend up 2 of these rice cakes. I just have those here. And I'm going to mix in 5 grams of this, which I've just put in here. And I'm going to blend it in my NutriBullet just to make like the crumb. And then I'm just gonna dip some chopped up 200 grams of chicken breast into some egg white in a bowl. And these are the egg whites that I use. So I'm just gonna turn the air fryer on, so it might be a little noisy. And let's see how it goes. Letting this heat up a bit. So supposedly in an air fryer, because he cooked them in the oven, 165 at 12 minutes is about equivalent to his 20 to 25 minutes in the oven. So that is the crumb. It smells really cheesy. So let's just put that in here. So just gonna leave that to cook for 12 minutes and then I will check on them. So the reason why I'm using the air fryer is just because my oven only works sometimes when it feels like it. So I am way too hungry to find out the hard way. So I'm just gonna put them in the air fryer and go that way. And the air fryer rarely lets me down. So while my chicken is cooking, I just thought I'll give you a little update on how my refeed week is going so far. So far I've tried a whole bunch of new recipes and I've been eating about 350 calories extra per day. So as I mentioned in my last video, I increased my protein by 30 grams, my carbs by 40 grams, and my fats by 10 grams, just so that I could get the extra fuel in and not put on body fat. So there's a couple of reasons why I wanted to do that. One being that I've been dieting for a really long time and I just thought, like, because my comp got extended by 5 weeks, if I'm going to take any time out to just give my body just a little bit of a break, then this is the best time to do that. So dieting is not all about just how hard you can push yourself and for how long, because there are health repercussions for those kinds of things. So if I just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, then the chances are I'm just going to start losing muscle at this point, and by giving my body a break, I'm kind of negating the chance of that happening as badly as it otherwise would, and I'm also helping myself with the rest of my prep. So I've only got 7 weeks left after this weekend and I can just go really hard, and I may only need 1 or 2 refeeds because I've taken this whole week to refeed. So far I've had a lot of foods I haven't had for a little while. So I introduced like wraps. I've had only 1 piece of bread. Beetroot, I've been having feta cheese, I put oats, I've been having chia seeds, I've been having fruit. So just things that I haven't been eating for a while. And I can definitely feel the difference in my digestion. So it's definitely a little bit slower and I feel a little bit bloated at times, but I'm not too worried about that because obviously next week I'm just going to strip all that back again and go back to my super basic bodybuilding diet. I'm filming as many recipes as I can, so when it suits, and I'll definitely be sharing the footage in the video, but I'll also share some other meals that I've made where I've just taken the photos and I'll give you a little bit of an idea of what was good and what was not so good. And this kind of goes with just any type of dieting too. So most of my clients, wherever possible, assuming that they have the right mindset around it, I will always make them diet for a period of time followed by a diet break. And that diet break could last anywhere between 2 weeks or all the way up to like 3 months. Even in my journey so far, because I started in July 2019, I've had about 5 diet breaks. This is the only one that was a week long. The rest of them were about 8 weeks or more. I think the longest one I had was 16 weeks, where I kept trying to push my calories back up, just because as I was dieting, I was really feeling my body starting to resist. My sleep was getting affected, my mood was getting affected. I was so hungry and food obsessed, and I was thinking I still have so many kilos left to lose. So, you know, pushing yourself to the extreme in the beginning or the middle of a fat loss goal is not ideal. You really want to work with your body. So you want to diet down. When your body starts giving you the signals that it's maybe not so happy, you can make the decision as to whether you then go back up in calories for a while and give yourself a bit of a break and get a bit of a new set point and bring in some foods that you may be missing. And you know, you just do that until you're ready to diet again. So I find that's been working really well. It absolutely definitely worked well for myself. So I've gone all the way from about 79 kilos. I'm currently now 63.8, or I'm in the 64s now after eating extra all week. But I feel better, like mentally I feel better, physically I feel better. I haven't trained really hard this week because I can feel it in my body. Like as I'm trying to train, I still feel quite fatigued. So I've really actually peeled that back, and I've been filming exercise tutorials instead. So I'm doing a lot of movement, and I'm still doing my cardio, but I'm not doing as hard a weight training session. So I'm going to wait until Sunday when my calories are back down to a deficit before I do that again. Yeah, just a little update for you guys, and I'm going to go check on the chicken. Not too bad. Let's have a look if this is ready. Focus, camera, focus. There we go. It does look ready. I don't know if that'll focus. I'm going to try it. Definitely ready. Just need some sauce. Now that I think about it, I didn't even season them. Anyway, next time. I just realised I forgot to make my broccoli, so I'm going to do that now. So here are the finished nuggets. I think they look pretty good. Let's have a look. The only thing I forgot to do is like salt them, and I should have sprayed them with a bit of olive oil. They would have been a bit crispier, but anyway, they look really good. So here's the finished product. Here is my lunch. So I've just got the veggies. So it's literally just steamed some broccoli and red onion. Red onion is really good for your liver. I put a bit of sweet chili sauce to dip these into, though, you know, a creamy sauce would probably hit the spot better if I had more macros. And I only used half of my nutritional yeast in the crumb, so I just put the other half on top. Tastes like cheese, and it's really high in vitamin B6 and B12, so it's an awesome vegan/vegetarian source of B vitamins, which you would normally mostly get from animal products. So that's it. I'm gonna go eat this now. I just quickly thought I would chat about perceptions, I guess, around your body, like when you're dieting, because it was interesting this week having the extra calories, how much it actually messed with my head. So it's funny how, you know, people don't really think about how psychological dieting is. So pretty much everybody wants to be on a diet. They want to get really lean, but they don't, I guess, understand the intricacies when it comes to your mindset as far as that's concerned. So yeah, this week, because, you know, you get used to being so hungry and so small or so lean that you kind of just adapt to that. But it's not exactly something healthy or something natural that you should adapt to. So, you know, you got to, with my clients, say, for example, for comp, I'll always kind of point out a weight for them that is maintainable versus a weight that is not maintainable. So as far as comp is concerned, for them, that might be like 8 weeks out or 12 weeks out. Like I'll say to them, you know, this is the body that I believe you'll be able to maintain. You're still on decent calories. You're not doing much cardio, and you know your energy's really good. You're in a really good place. There's a point that everyone kind of goes to, you know, where it's kind of good, and then everything just starts to dip. And so once it starts to dip, it just means that, you know, your calories, you're probably not getting enough fuel for your body to feel good. You're probably not getting the most out of your training sessions anymore. You know, you might have lost your cycle. And you're probably just too lean for what your body is comfortable with. So it's really important to find that balance when going into like a body transformation situation, competition or no competition, you know. So a lot of people might say like, okay, I want to get from 85 kilos down to 60 kilos because that's how I used to be in my 20s. You go, okay, well, you know, now you have 3 children. Is it really realistic to get down to 60 kilos, or could 70 kilos be a really good number for you? You know, or they'll say, I really want to do a comp because that's going to make me stick to my diet. Competitions don't make you stick to diets. All it does, and if it does, actually, I should say, it can, because it's a pretty extreme goal. But if it does, you're probably 99% likely to completely rebound and reverse all your progress after, because that's an extreme goal, you know, and especially if you tell everybody that you're going to do it, then you feel like you've really got to adhere to that, and then you'll be really good for as long as you need to be good for. And as soon as the comp's over, you will just lose control, you know, because you're at a really lean body weight. You've been deprived of all the foods you want to eat for so long, and now you've kind of got free reign you know, and you do feel really good when you're on the diet, don't get me wrong, but you do adapt to that. So for this last week, as I've been eating more freely, or just eating foods that, you know, outside of my normal rice, sweet potato, you know, adding new flavors, having more carbs and more fats and stuff like that, it gets a little bit harder to digest. So, you know, now my stomach's a little bit more bloated. And then I'm like, great, you know, I could see my abs before every day, and then now they look kind of watery and a little bit swollen. So it makes me think like, oh, no, I need to cut my calories back down because now I'm stuffing my progress. But I had to keep telling myself, you know, no, Jenny, you can't gain weight, you can't gain body fat on 350 calories extra per day. Or I'm probably still in a deficit. But for somebody who's uneducated in this area, you know, it can make it pretty obvious to you, I guess, like why that would be so hard to get your head around, because you don't have the knowledge or the experience like someone like I do in order to rationalize with yourself. You know, so people get really out of control. So I'll always say with my clients, you know, like if you ever cheat on your diet, let me know. After competition, if you struggle, let me know. If you binge eat, let me know. Like, you just keep letting me know, because that way, you know, they can bounce off my wisdom and my knowledge, and I can put that into their head so that they can then go, oh, okay, what I've done is normal. Oh, I understand it's a physiological reaction, or, oh, I understand it's the foods I'm choosing. And they can start to reframe their idea around it. Otherwise, you know, you have one blowout, and people do this on diets all the time, comp aside. They have a blowout and then just blow out all week because they've decided they've ruined everything. You know, but it's highly unlikely in one blowout, unless you're really out of control, that you could reverse progress after you've been on a deficit for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. You know, the whole point is just to not judge, not add stress to the whole situation. And yeah, so a few times this week I was like, oh no, I'm full. I don't want to be full. I had to keep telling myself, no, you need to be full. You need to have the break, you know, because let's just say I'd gone straight back to my deficit. I'd have been like, I just want to eat. I wouldn't have gotten out of my system. I would have still been fatigued. And I probably actually wouldn't look as good come competition time, because I would need more refeeds. I wouldn't have gotten a psychological break. But this way I got my full break, and I kind of got over it. You know, it's kind of like when you go on holidays and you think, if you go for like 5 days, it's not enough. Like on day 5, you start to relax and you got to fly home. So then you think, well, I'll go for 10 days. And after about 7 or 8 days, you're pretty keen to go home and you're a little bit over it. It's a little bit like that. You know, it doesn't hurt to do things a little bit longer than you need to in order to get a little bit bored of it. You kind of know, I guess, when the time is right to stop doing something. If you're ever dieting or trying to change your body composition, like, I mean, not only do you have to be patient, but you've got to really harness your mindset. So you've got to really understand the intricacies of the process mentally and physically, and you need to have a professional to support you, because the whole reason why people fail on diets is because they tend to follow things completely unguided. If, for example, you have somebody who specializes in the area, and I mean specializes in all aspects of the area, you're going to have a lot more of a successful time, because somebody can pull you up when you're thinking crazy stuff, you know. So my clients will say something like, I blew out last night and ate 2 pieces of toast with peanut butter, so I'm going to take that out of my calories today. And I'll say, no, that's actually a really bad idea, because something like that will generally perpetuate further dysfunctional eating. You know, so you're better off just taking it on the chin. Might not lose fat that day, that's fine. And just keep moving on. You know, maybe your body needed it. Sometimes your body actually just needs whatever it is that you have done. Yeah, so it's not always a bad thing. So just keep that in mind if you're ever trying to lose weight. Like, you got to be really transparent with whoever it is that's helping you, and just make sure that you hire somebody who's actually qualified. So influencers don't count. Somebody who's actually knowledgeable and qualified will be much better at helping you out with these things, because if someone like me who understands it completely, and I've been coaching women like non-stop in this area for 10 years, I almost stopped my own refeed because I felt uncomfortable, you know, because the body, it plays tricks on you. Your mind plays tricks on you. You need to have the knowledge behind what's going on in order to make like good decisions in the moment. So, and that's going to help you get to your long-term goal sooner, and it's also going to help you stay there. So yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up because it's just something that I see all the time. And yeah, it was interesting again, now that I'm going through this process again, it was actually really interesting to have that dialogue with myself, where I was trying to stop myself from doing something which I actually needed just because it felt uncomfortable. You know, and I'm going to have to do this after comp too, so I'll make sure I document that a little bit. But, you know, once I get even leaner than this, I don't want to stay there now. Like, logically, you know, I can tell you right now, I don't want to stay at this weight even. I want to be a couple of kilos heavier than I am now. I'm about 63.5 now, but I want to be about 66 to 69 even maybe. because I made the decision that that's where I felt good on my way down, just like I would with my clients, and I have to keep that in mind. So when I finish my competition, I need to slowly gain weight until I get back to that weight. You know, I can't stay at this weight unless I have like healthy cycle and I have high energy and all of that. I'm going to have to put on like 8 kilos after the comp and just be cool with that. And my body's probably going to tell me no. My brain's probably going to tell me no. I'm probably going to think I'm fat, you know, all of that. That's the whole, I guess, catch of dieting, especially for a comp, because you're going beyond healthy, maintainable weight. So if your goal is not to compete, you should always just be aiming for a healthy, maintainable weight for you, which is probably not going to involve having a 6-pack. So just something to think about. I'll leave that there and see you in the next clip. Hello. We are back for another experimental recipe. So I am going to make fritters with pumpkin, sweet potato, zucchini, and then a little bit of egg. So that's pretty much all I'm going to use. And then I was going to try with my YoPro as yogurt and just mix a bit of dill in there and then maybe garlic and see how that goes. So yeah, so what I have to do, I don't have pumpkin to grate, so I'm going to air fry this and then mash it up with a fork. And then I'm going to grate 100 grams of this and 133 grams of this. And the pumpkin is also 133 grams, I think. So yeah, then I'm going to mix in some egg. But I'm not exactly sure how much egg I'm going to need. So whatever egg I don't use, I'm going to make up for with the YoPro yogurt, because that's really high in protein. So I'm pretty much just going to put the egg in just enough to make sure that they're going to stick together. Let's do this. I'm excited. I'm going to air fry the pumpkin first because that is going to take the longest. If you haven't had air fried pumpkin with a bit of salt on it, you are missing out. It is really good. And I'm going to grate my sweet potato. It's going to go everywhere because this is what happened last time. I got it all over the floor. I'm also going to cook the sweet potato a little bit on the pan because that way it makes sure that it's going to be cooked through in the fritters. Whoa, I already got enough. I already got enough. I'm going to spray. I just use this one. Coconut oil. And I am going to put this on here. And we're just going to cook that a little bit. And I'm so hungry. That is why I'm so excited. So zucchini is one of those foods that you can just put in stuff and it just makes it more voluminous. But it has like 10 calories, you know? So I've been putting it in my oats lately. So what I'm going to do is just squeeze a bit of the water out. So just would like to point out that I have no idea what I'm doing. So probably thinking, what the hell? And I don't know. I have no answer. So that's already so much water. So let's get more. So I just saw this online as what you should do. And that's why I'm doing it. Not because I am any kind of master chef. Let's put it in a big bowl. Hope that doesn't stick. Wow, I don't know if I got enough water out. So we literally just want to make this soft. Nothing too crazy. Definitely don't want to burn it. Let's check on these babies. Not even a little bit ready. So pumpkin's still cooking. I'd just like to make an announcement regarding this. I don't know if you can see. A bit dark. Anyway, this is the best. So usually I have the Muscle Nation one and it's really good, but this one, it actually whips up like actual vanilla slice custard. So I've been having this on top of my oats or rice porridge. I went and bought some, thank you to Elite Sucks. Sweet potato is good, very soft. I got my air fried pumpkin. Just put it in there. So yummy. Just keep on mashing and mashing and mashing. Yeah, let's put that in there. Let's give it a bit of a mix. And then I just have to add the feta. So these are meant to have feta in them too. So this is my feta that I'm going to use. It is hand made from the farmer's market. If this doesn't work, then I have legitimately wasted the last of my feta. So I'm going to add an egg in there. Okay, I'm going to go to my egg white. Let's go 100 just to be on the safe side. This is really gross. I'm not too convinced. Very sloppy, but we're gonna try anyway. I'm just gonna spoon it in. I only use 100 grams of egg white, I worked out that I can also have 60 grams of YoPro. So I'm going to make my sauce out of that. I'm just using this one, so vanilla, YoPro, and I am also using some dill. So I think this might be delicious. We'll see. Up with the biggest stack of fritters. It is very exciting. This is definitely going to be my new diet food because there is hardly any calories in this. So I'll just show you. So that is my fritter stack. And then here is my dressing. Looks pretty good, hey? I'm definitely going to put this in my recipe book. I added all my yogurt just because to make it easier. But anyway, look at that stack. That is my fully loaded sweet potato, pumpkin, zucchini, protein fritters or pancakes. Now for the taste test. Let's see, shall we? Very good. Might need a bit more sweet in there, but for a start, pretty good. Tick. Hey guys, so that wraps up my refeed week part 2 or diet break. So I tried a bunch of different recipes. I got heaps of footage. You probably noticed this video is like really long, so I didn't even include actually all of the videos. So I'll try and make those maybe as individual recipes later. Yeah, so just a quick rundown of my result between now and then. So that week was actually in fact 2 weeks ago. Yeah, making videos, bit of a learning curve. It takes me a little while to edit them. And then, like I said, I have too much footage, so trying to take less footage in future so that I can produce the videos a little faster. Anyway, so physique update with that. I went up by 1 kilo, almost exactly, and I was about 2 centimeters bigger overall. I compared my photos and I couldn't see much difference, but I'll shoot them up on the screen just so that you can see. Unfortunately, the lighting, I think I mentioned, yeah, it was raining, so unfortunately the lighting doesn't really show much clarity because the week before is darker and then this week is lighter, but you know, I think I look a bit better, and especially now 2 weeks later I look definitely fuller. So I was starting to look really depleted before, and my training's actually still really good. So in terms of performance wise and then feeling better, it actually helped me to really feel better, which was kind of the goal. In terms of progress, it's actually stalled me a little bit. So you know, because I had all the excess carbs, I guess I refueled all my glycogen stores, and then it's not that I put on weight, but I guess I got my body out of the rhythm of burning fat, you know, which is not a scientific thing, but this is what happens. Sometimes you interfere with a good thing. And I was on a roll before that, like I was dropping fat each week. So sometimes you interfere with a good thing and it does hinder you a little bit, but I had time to spare, I guess. And, you know, I kind of knew why I was making the decision, so it doesn't bother me too much, but just this week I had a drop. So before my refeed, like on the day that I started, I was 63.7. At the end of my refeed, I was 64.7. And then it took until this week. So yesterday's check-in, which was 2 weeks post my refeed week, I was 63.2. So I've had a drop, centimeters are the same. Yeah, but it's come together and I feel hungry again. So the week after my refeed, I actually just felt tired, not hungry, just tired. So that was the thing too. It was a little bit harder to get back on track mentally after I had that break, but it is what it is. Now I know what it looks like and I know what calories to go back onto when I finish my comp. So quick rundown on the recipes. So there was the 3 that I already filmed. So that was the chicken nuggets and the fritters and the overnight oats. So the fritters I would have again, absolutely, even with that dip. I'd just probably present them a bit better next time and maybe a little bit less zucchini. The chicken nuggets, I would absolutely have those again. They were really delicious. And the overnight oats, I'm not really a fan of those. I literally just made those for the recipe book. So pro tip with the overnight oats, everything that I said that I put in them, I changed a little bit. So I actually would only use 3/4 cup of milk next time because I had to add a bit of YoPro and a little bit of extra chia seeds. So I think I added another 10 grams of chia seeds just to thicken it up because I had put too much milk in. So 3/4 cup of milk, 35 to 40 grams of oats, 15 grams of chia seeds, that should do it. So that would probably be a better mix. Anyway, but I ended up topping one with apple and strawberries and I topped the other one with, I believe it was strawberries and banana. So there was a chocolate one and a vanilla one. Anyway, they were both really good and super versatile. So if you just make a vanilla base or a chocolate base, you can chuck anything you want on the top and it's going to taste pretty good. So yeah, so other things that I tried, one was a wrap toasty. That's just what I'm going to call it. It was egg white with a Simpsons Pantry high protein wrap and just put some fillings in. Got that from a guy on Instagram, which is the same guy from my other video. So I'll link him below. Didn't really rate it. I probably wouldn't have it again, or I might try it with different fillings, but I'm just going to give it like a 6 out of 10. I tried a sausage roll, which I absolutely was obsessed with and couldn't fit in the video without you having to sit here for 40 minutes. So I'm going to actually make a separate one for that because it was my favorite that I tried. So, it was kind of my own invention based on a bunch of different things I looked at. So it was beef mince, a wrap covered in egg white and put in the air fryer. So pop that up there and 10 out of 10. Can't wait to eat that again. I then tried beetroot feta mash toast with eggs. So that was delicious. And just next time I probably didn't need so much beetroot. I used 100 grams, so I used a little bit less next time, but that was awesome. Couldn't wait to have that one again. And we'll probably also make that into like a dip recipe. So stay tuned for that. I made choc waffles. So that was banana, chocolate protein and egg, and I believe I used a little bit of buckwheat flour to finish that one. So that was really nice. Had it with some strawberries, super filling, just like chocolate protein pancakes really. Definitely would have them again. I'm going to say like a 9 out of 10. And then I made like jelly protein dessert. So it was like, so I tried 2 jellies. So I tried full sugar jelly and I tried sugar-free jelly, and only the sugar-free jelly one worked. So sugar-free jelly plus protein. Just mixed it all up and set it like a normal jelly, and it turned into like a Jaffa jelly dessert. So that was really good. So I would have that again, and I'm going to say 9 out of 10 just because it was fun, just for the novelty side of things. If I wasn't dieting, I probably wouldn't have it. Yeah, so those are all the recipes that I tried. It was a really good, fun week. Definitely recharged me. I'm now 5 weeks out of comp, 63.2 kilos, and yeah, really looking forward to eating after comp and having a little bit more fun, a little bit more flexibility in my diet. So I think I'll wrap that video up there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.